Welcome to this explainer. Today, we are completely decoding the mechanics of absolute invincibility. Look, if you've ever played an RPG or read progression fantasy, you already know the grind, right? You slay monsters, clear dungeons, and maybe, just maybe, you scrape together a handful of skill points to inch your character forward. But what happens when the very mechanics of a universe are completely broken by a single, game-shattering system? Well, we are taking a deep dive into literally the most overpowered lit RPG ability out there, the SSS rank talent. We're going to break down exactly how this system works, the crazy math behind its absurdity, and how it literally turns a supposedly worthless character into a walking god.
To really understand how this system ticks, we've got to look at the host. Meet Ye Ching. He's a transmigrator stuck in a world where your awakened class and rank define your entire existence, period. So during his awakening ceremony at the massive juicing crystal, he gets slapped with a rank F. Yeah, the absolute lowest, most pathetic rank a mage can possibly get. Society instantly writes him off as complete trash. He gets publicly humiliated, and to make matters worse, his girlfriend, Ye Wanner, who, by the way, just awakened as a genius rank S, dumps him right on the spot for a wealthy, powerful student named Xiaoran. They literally laugh at him, saying they're in two completely different worlds now. And you know what? They're absolutely right. Just not in the way they think. Because secretly, Ye Ching didn't just awaken a rank F class. He awakened a hidden system.
So, to the general public, Ye Ching is just rank F, the lowest and weakest mage, a complete joke. But his internal interface is showing something that has literally never existed in the history of this universe. It's the SSS rank talent known as the Infinite Law Document. Now, this isn't just some high-tier spell or a fancy weapon, okay? It is a fundamental override of the world's leveling mechanics. So while the rest of the academy is busy laughing at his rank F status, Ye Ching is just quietly staring at this glowing golden panel that is about to completely rewrite the rules of reality.
Okay, let's dive into this, because this is where the mechanics get truly insane. 100. That is the magic number of the Infinite Law Document. But what does that actually mean? It means Ye Ching generates 100 precious skill points every single second, passively. He doesn't have to swing a sword, he doesn't have to cast a spell, he doesn't even have to kill a single low-level slime. By literally just standing there and breathing, the system is feeding him 100 skill points per second. In a world where professionals risk life and limb in deadly dungeons just to scrape together a few points, Ye Ching's talent breaks the entire economy of power.
To put the sheer scale of this cheat into perspective, just look at the math here. 1 second equals 100 points, right? Wait just over a single minute and he has banked 8,000 skill points. For a normal awakened professional, accumulating 8,000 skill points requires an immense amount of blood, sweat, and tears. We're talking the equivalent of successfully clearing 80 entire beginner dungeons. That's months, maybe even years of grueling, life-threatening grinding. Ye Ching? He gets it by just waiting a minute after getting dumped. The exponential growth here is just staggering. It completely removes the effort variable from the power equation.
So how does he actually apply this? Well, he immediately dumps those first 8,000 points straight into his most basic rank F ability, Fireball Art Level 1. In mere minutes, the system flashes level +1 over and over again until his Fireball hits level 81. Next, he steps into a beginner dungeon where all the other students are literally running for their lives from an elite black bear monster. Their level 1 spells are doing 0 damage. Then, Ye Ching unleashes his level 81 Fireball, which is essentially 81 times stronger than normal, and it manifests as this massive, blinding sun that instantly obliterates the elite monster. He literally one-shots a boss with the beginner spell. No way, right?
Now you have to understand, in this universe, there are natural limiters. When a skill hits level 100, it undergoes what's called a qualitative change. Think of it as breaking your limiter. The skill's power doesn't just increase linearly anymore, it leaps to a completely different, reality-bending tier. But to keep things balanced, the universe makes getting there incredibly hard. After level 81, the cost to level up a skill skyrockets to a staggering 1,000 skill points per single level. For anyone else, hitting that level 100 qualitative change is a lifelong, nearly impossible pursuit.
But for Ye Ching? Come on, he just waits 24 hours. Within a single day, his passive income banks him 81,900 skill points.
He effortlessly shatters that level 100 barrier right in the middle of a beginner dungeon boss fight. And when he unleashes this post-qualitative change fireball, it doesn't just kill the boss, it causes an explosion so massive it literally detonates the entire dungeon. He completely destroys the physical instance of the dungeon, forcing emergency teleportations and leaving everyone, including the school's dean, in absolute shock. Section 9. The SSS Rank Evolution. Subtitle: Unlocking God-Level Skills. Let's get into it.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the ridiculous jump in power. Reaching level 10 triggers the next phase of a professional's journey, which is the job change. When Yiqing goes back to the crystal to upgrade his class, his stats are so incomprehensibly high that it triggers a literal golden beam of lights, initiating an unprecedented rank SSS evolution, and he unlocks a god-level skill called Wangling Tanzai, or Undead Calamity. He transitions from just having a really strong fireball to possessing a world-ending summoning capability. He can open portals to summon an invincible army of skeletal soldiers, but more importantly, he can summon elite generals, rank SSS undead monarchs, and even a massive weather-altering frost dragon. His role completely shifts from a solo damage dealer to a literal one-man army.
And we actually see this put to the test immediately. He gets recruited for a highly dangerous Shenyun dungeon, which unexpectedly mutates into a rank SS death trap. His high-level teammates, including an elite Bloodwolf warrior, are beaten bloody and basically ready to accept death as an endless horde of monsters swarms them. But Yaken? He just stands there, perfectly calm, and executes 3 methodical steps. He opens his portals, summons 3 rank SSS undead monarchs, and watches. Without him lifting a single finger, his undead army washes over the dungeon like a flood, completely annihilating the monster horde and the dungeon bosses in mere seconds. Let's track how fast this infinite law document pushes him. He enters that dungeon at level 10, right? Having just awakened his undead calamity. By simply letting his summons clear the mutated Shenyuan dungeon, the massive experience gain shoots him straight to level 18, and shortly after, to level 20. Hitting level 20 allows for a second job change, which grants him yet another SSS rank skill, the Bingfang, or Ice Crown. I mean, his progression isn't a curve, it's practically a vertical line. So the crucial point here is how his passive points interact with these new god-level skills. When he gets the Ice Crown, he happens to have 40,000 unused skill points just sitting around. What does he do? He instantly allocates them all into the Ice Crown. He doesn't just level it up a bit, he forces it straight to level 400. This grants him a 400 times multiplier to his ice affinity and a 400% increase in skill power. He becomes a living, breathing natural disaster. The synergy of his SSS talent feeding unlimited points into SSS rank skills creates this insane feedback loop of pure, unadulterated godhood. And this brilliantly illustrates the culmination of his power during the Academy's mock exam. It's the grand stage, and he's facing off against Xiaoran. Yep, the wealthy, arrogant student who stole his girlfriend earlier. Xiaoran is super confident, boasting a level 15 rank. But when Yiqing summons his SS-ranked Frost Dragon, Xiaoran totally panics and pulls out his trump card. It's a highly illegal, wildly expensive level 200 Fireball scroll given to him by his rich dad. This is a total clash of concepts here. Xiaoran relies on a consumable, borrowed cheat to feign strength. Yiqing, on the other hand, is using raw, owned power generated entirely by his own internal system. When Xiaoran unleashes that level 200 apocalyptic fire attack, fully thinking it's gonna burn Yiqing to ashes, the result is chillingly anticlimactic. Yiqing, standing right on top of his Frost Dragon, doesn't even flinch. The ice energy effortlessly swallows the level 200 fire, neutralizing it completely. Yiqing doesn't just beat him, he freezes Xiaoran alive inside a block of solid ice right in the middle of the arena. With his cold, dominating presence, he proves exactly what his system interface promised from day one: absolute, unquestionable supremacy. He is, quite literally, invincible. Which really brings us to a fascinating conclusion. As you've seen, the Infinite Law document isn't just about getting strong. It's about fundamentally breaking the economy of effort in a gamified world. By passively generating 100 points a second, Yiqing bypasses the core struggle of his entire universe. But it leaves us with this final thought to ponder. When a system completely shatters all the rules and instantly turns society's weakest reject into an invincible god, who or what is left in this entire world that can actually challenge him? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep questioning the rules of the game.